OnePlus 60 has arrived. So let's take a quick look at the new OnePlus 60. So like every year now, the T version of the OnePlus flagship has arrived, and this time the T in the 60 stands for trendy. The OnePlus 60 follows a number of different trends from the smartphone world. Some are nice and some, well, not so much. Okay, so one of the biggest changes in the 60 from the 6 comes in the form of the new notch. The 60 comes with the new trendy teardrop notch design, and it's obviously a better notch. It's less intrusive, looks cool, and even though there is still an option to hide the notch, I don't think you're going to need it. The teardrop notch and the smaller bezels on the bottom trim make up for a beautiful front on the OnePlus 60. There's a bigger 6.41-inch optic AMOLED display, and while it's still 1080p, it's AMOLED, so it's vibrant and beautiful. Plus, I like the fact that the OnePlus 60 comes with the latest Gorilla Glass 6 protection, which is set to survive multiple drops and drops from higher heights better. I think it's one of the few phones in India to pack in the Gorilla Glass 6, so the fingerprint scanner here is a lot like the scanner on phones like the Vivo V11 Pro and the Vivo Nex. There are these cool animations that you can choose from. I like the Cosmos animation, but if you're not a fan of these effects, there's no way to disable it, so there's that. Anyway, so I'm sure you're wondering if the in-display fingerprint scanner here is fast enough. First of all, the setup process is still very slow, just like on other phones with in-display scanners. So that's something you'll have to contend with. However, the unlock speed of the scanner is pretty fast. It's obviously not as fast as the physical scanner on the 6, but it gets pretty close. Compared to the Vivo V11 Pro's in-display scanner, the scanner on the OnePlus 60 definitely feels faster so far, but there's one weird little issue we've noticed. So the fingerprint scanner here is nice and fast when we have the official wallpaper set on the lock screen and home screen, but the moment a new third-party wallpaper is set, the fingerprint scanner seems to slow down just a bit, and it's fairly noticeable. I'm not sure if this is wallpaper gate or something, but if this is an issue, I'll get back to it in a full review. Moving on, apart from the changes we just talked about, the 60 looks a lot like the 6 with the same glass back and finish. But there's another trend OnePlus is following with the 60, and that's removing the headphone jack. Yes, the OnePlus 60 is the first OnePlus phone without a headphone jack. OnePlus bundles the headphone dongle in the box, thankfully, and they have announced a new Type-C headset. Anyway, OnePlus is making up for the lack of a headphone jack by including a larger battery. Yes, the OnePlus 60 finally moves on from the 3300 mAh battery on the 6, 5T and 5. The 60 comes with a larger 3700 mAh battery, which should make the 60 a longer lasting phone than any of its predecessors. Then there's the cameras, which on the specs front remain the same. You have the same 16 plus 20 megapixel dual camera setup on the back, and OnePlus has apparently used a new algorithm in the 60 for better photos. Well, as of now, I feel the photos from the 60 are similar to the 6 and not exactly a huge improvement or even improvement. OnePlus also claims to have improved the portrait mode, but I haven't really noticed any improvements from the 6. Having said that, there's a new night mode here that, like Pixel 3's night sight, takes a few seconds of exposure to capture as much light as it can. Okay, so let me show you some shots. As you can see, it's super impressive here. The difference here is massive. But in this next photo, a mode here is just out of focus. So yeah, it's rather inconsistent right now, but I'll be testing it out more and putting it against the Pixel 3 and P20 Pro's night mode in our full review. On the front too, the specs remain the same. So there's the same 16 megapixel sensor here, but the selfies from the 60 look much better than the OnePlus 6. Just look at these photos. The OnePlus 60 selfies are just better with better clarity, detail and sharpness, so this is definitely improved. On the video front, the 60 has the same OIS plus EIS combo with video recording support of up to 4K at 60 FPS. There's also support for super slow motion videos with the 60 capable of recording 1080p videos at 240 FPS and 720p videos at 480 FPS. So nothing really has changed on the video front, but that's not a problem. The OnePlus 60 is powered by the Snapdragon 845 with up to 8 GB of RAM and up to 256 GB of storage, which is the usual. Having used a lot of OnePlus phones, I have come to expect great performance, so I don't think the 60 will disappoint on that front. Plus, there's a new Smart Boost feature built into Oxygen OS, which improves app launching speed by storing data from the apps in the RAM. I haven't really noticed any huge difference or any difference whatsoever, and that's mainly because the 60 is a really smooth phone. But it's always good to know that there's a boosting feature, going on in the back. Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 60 comes with Android 9 Pie, and along with all the Android Pie features such as the gestures, adaptive battery, adaptive brightness and a lot more, the 60's Oxygen OS build also has improved OnePlus gestures. The swipe up to home, the swipe up to hold for multitasking, and the back gesture remain the same. But now there's finally a gesture to switch between apps, and it's decently intuitive. There's also a new gesture which lets you long press on the power button to trigger the Google Assistant, which can be pretty handy. Apart from that, it's the usual Oxygen OS with most useful features like the super fast face unlock, the native app locker, and all of that in a bloat-free and stock Android experience. So a lot of people love that, including me. When the OnePlus 60 arrived in our offices, most of us in our team had the same reaction. It's okay, it's fine. And that's majorly because the OnePlus 60 does not seem like a huge upgrade. I know there's the new notch, the new in-display fingerprint scanner, but it's not a big deal really. And with the competition now featuring the likes of the Pixel 2 XL and the LG G7 ThinQ, I'm sure you're wondering if you should buy the OnePlus 60 or not. Well, we'll have the answer to that in our full review, so stay tuned for that.